All right, folks. So happy holidays. It's about that season. Hope everyone's doing well. I am trying my best to make this whole setup happen for y'all and even just for me. This is a big old test. Let's see. Give me a second. Front camera. No. There you go. That's what I want. All right. So just totally trying this. This is a huge experiment. My first time going live on my own channel. And let's see if this works. Today I'm gonna be unboxing what you're seeing over here. And it's a special holiday deal. Let me see. Sorry, I can't turn that down. A little bit of an echo. Give me a sec. What's up, Dom? All right, let's see if I can figure this out. So yeah, first time. I have not uploaded anything to my channel in, I believe, exactly 44 days, if I counted right. But sorry, disconnect. And a lot of that has to do with editing. Yeah, it's a lot of work. And that said, I'm you know, this is just something I'm doing for fun. So that said, I've got a backlog of toys that I've been wanting to unbox that I haven't even been able to enjoy. And so today, I guess for the holidays, for this sort of like first attempt at a live stream, I'm gonna be looking at this is awesome. At these two figures, Figura Obscura by the Four Horsemen Studios. We are gonna be opening these guys. So anyway, let's just sort of say hi. Thank you so much to Dom and to Ostradamus for supporting me while I figure this out. Also awesome to have 16-bit misfit, you know, mighty small but mighty crowd of 3. So yeah, not bad. I love it. Thank you so much for supporting. I'm gonna go ahead and start the unboxing. That's all I'm really here to do. I'm just honestly testing this out before I do a little bit more later this afternoon over on Highly Articulated's channel, which is going to be awesome. We're going to talk the top 5 toys of 2022 as seen by 4 different toy collectors with mostly 4 different interests in toys. And yeah, believe it or not, the toys that I'm about to unbox, particularly the Father Christmas, which was kind of a big deal for me, big deal for the Mythic Legion / Four Horsemen set, but didn't quite make my top 5. Top 10 large perhaps, but yeah. All right, so let me sort of figure this out. Let us do a different layout and let's head over to let's head over to the unbox cam. Are you you want to jump on there, buddy? All right, hold on. We got someone who wants to help me out. I appreciate that.
What's up, everybody? Ostradamus Toys coming live from the road right now on the hunt.
Yeah.
But I wanted to pop in and join Brick for a moment here and say, what's up, everybody? Good to see ya.
What up? What's up, Oz? Oz and I were up last night talking about this. He was, you know, gassing me up, trying to convince me that this is something I should do and help me out. So yeah, I appreciate it. So what are you looking for today?
Just whatever comes, man. I'm actually in northern part of Baltimore that I'm not normally in this area out hunting. So we're gonna see what comes up. There's a Walmart and Target up this way we don't normally hit. It's me and my fellow co-hunter Ziggy, who is responsible for like 95% of my collection and helping me out with it. So
What's up? Nice to
yeah.
meet you. All right.
So
Well, you guys have fun. What stores are you trying to hit up?
we got a Walmart and Target up this way. Right now, we're at a different store called Valley View Farms. It's like a nursery.
Mhm.
They do a lot of plants and stuff like that. So we're up here looking for some Christmas stuff real quick, and then we're heading on to the toy hunting.
Very cool. All right. Well, I appreciate you jumping in for that support. And I'm gonna go ahead and unbox these because
Let's do it,
you know,
man. Let's do
yeah,
it. Blow it
right
up
on.
full screen.
And you gonna hop off or should I keep you on there in a
We'll
little
stay on
icon?
for a few minutes, and then I'll have to
Okay,
prop
you
it back
drop
up.
off one. All right, let's figure this out. I just realized I don't have. Okay, let me switch you out here. I'm gonna leave this beautiful fireplace that happens to be hanging on my wall of Lego,
I love it.
and let's figure this out. All right, so let's talk figure obscura. As Dom's pointed out, there's definitely been a lot of division with this figure. That's this one in particular, for whatever reason, and this was the first figure obscura. I should switch them. That came out by the Four Horsemen. If you're not familiar, the Four Horsemen Studios have their line Mythic Legions, which I'm a huge fan of. They do awesome creatures like this. And let's see. And I don't know. How about this? Vampires, right? Grr. Muy macho, right? Like, yeah, we've got these vicious creatures ready to fight. We've got buff little dudes, little wrestler vargs. These are all newer. Let's see. Let's go a little bit old school. Oh, a little older. What do we got? So, just to give you a sense of what the Horsemen usually do, and I think that leads to a little bit about what Dom is pointing out, right? And then let's see what else makes the most sense. Wow, that's pretty fascinating. I am so creature centric that I have no humans here readily available. Not
I
totally
didn't
true.
realize. I
Yeah,
didn't
man,
realize you had that many.
that's my jam. And so this is the one that you and I were messing with, right? Using this McFarlane head, but they do humans too. They do humans. And so this is sort of what the Four Horsemen are usually doing in their main line, which is Mythic Legions, where Oz and I, along with Sean, Justin, and Eldor, do a sort of like a Mythic Legions 101 class that we're calling Legions 101. And that comes up, I think we're going to do that again in 2023 in January.
Yeah, that's
so they're usually, yep. So this is what they usually do, right? They do humans, and then I'm sorry, they do Mythic Legions, kind of this sword, sorcery, fantasy, high magic creatures, giant horse people, you know. So to go back, Dom was saying there's been some division. So they started doing back in this time of year last year. They announced this, I believe it was December 5th, 2021. They said, surprise, happy holidays. We're doing this thing. We are taking a little bit of a pause on Mythic Legions, and we're going to give you this new line that we're calling Figura Obscura. And actually, at the time, they didn't even have that name, Figura Obscura, for a reason. And then eventually, that became sort of this line here, right, with the full-on logo. And but at the time they didn't have that ready because I don't believe this was initially going to be their first figure. Initially, my understanding is, and I might be wrong, please correct me if you know, they were going to do this guy, the Headless Horseman.
Yes.
And we got his horse over there, but I believe he wasn't quite ready. And so they ended up releasing Krampus in the holiday season. They weren't ready for that Halloween release. And the first one was this character, which I'll open up in a little bit. But as you can probably guess, and if you're familiar with this sort of lore of Krampus, he is this sort of, ram horn, devilish looking, and I say devil-ish looking creature who looks for naughty children, right, during the holiday season. And then, so if you think about this face and you think about some of these other characters, you're like, oh yeah, I totally get it. That makes sense for the Four Horsemen. That's what they do. And then they did the Headless Horseman that they finally released in 2022, a couple months ago. Again, surprise. They didn't warn anyone. They didn't let anyone know this was coming. And, people are like, yeah, awesome. Headless. Look, head meat, rad.
Stump.
And I get it. Yeah, look at that stump. Look at that piece of like steak. And so it was like, yes, I think people got in their minds because of what they do with mythic legions, the sword, sorcery, magic, swords, yada yada. And then the beast that was Krampus, and then the Headless Horseman that, I guess that's what they do. They give us these sort of like ready to fight, valiant, heroic, or evil, mystical figures, characters. Then they announced what I would argue still a wizard, Father Christmas. And without ever really showing us the figure, right? There was hints that it was going to be a Santa. Everyone assumed, oh man, it's going to be, it's going to be Santa with a sword.
Right?
Buff Santa.
Right.
Right? They thought it was going to be Buff Santa. They thought it was going to be Barbarian Santa. They thought it was Santa with an axe, whatever, right? And maybe he'd have a... And so, but that's not what they ended up with. So I think I'm going to... enough of that. Let's go ahead and actually open them. And I'm going to sort of open them in reverse chronological order. This was the first one that came out. I didn't get this till actually this summer. I tracked it down this summer. Not probably. Definitely paid way too much, but
Gotta tell you, even paying way too much, like Mythic Legions if you really want it in your collection, it is worth every penny you spend on them.
I 100% agree. As far as like this idea of value and worth, these things, man, just have so much craft, right? I live in the Bay Area. It's like some of the cheese around here. It's artisanal. It's locally grown, locally sourced. It's a work of art.
Straight from the packaging all the way through to the actual sculpts on the figures themselves. I mean, when you talk about toy craftsmanship and you talk about works of art, that's Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, and just about anything the Four Horsemen touch. They don't hold back. Like they go all out. The packaging, all the
100%. Not holding back at all. Here's some more for you. So yeah, if you take a look at this packaging, which I kind of already bent, just the artwork, right? Nate Barch, sort of their go-to artist illustrator, also handles a lot of the Masters of the Universe stuff. Does this amazing portrait of Father Christmas, and definitely not his usual fare, which again I think leads to what Dom was hinting at earlier. Like there's so much about this release that I think just caught people by surprise, because it's a little softer. It's a little warmer. It's a little fuzzier. You know, it's Santa. And there he is, right? If you take, I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous sort of pastoral, like, is that even the word? Scene. It's beautiful. And last night, Oz, Eldor, Bud, you all were scrapbooking. And I mean, you know, I kept thinking about this, like, oh, what if you made sort of like boxes or notebooks? Anyway, check
Yeah.
this out. You've probably seen a lot of this on other people's reviews, but that's all done with magnets, right? There's a magnet here. Lining up here. Ridiculously cool. Comes out. Now we've got a cool, you know, Christmas scene to match up with my fireplace back here. And take a look at this fool in box. What's up, Ken? Just a shout out, folks. We got Ray. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está to my folks in the Philippines? ¿Cómo está to my Filipino folks in Canada? I don't know if I brought this one up already. That Black Krampus is so dope, in my humble opinion. The red one reads more Satan. The black one is, in my mind's eye, of Krampus. Ken, definitely saying hi to everyone. What up? Let's see. Perfect sick day viewing. Ian, hoping you're doing okay. You know, I did my bout with a sickness. Got the folks in the house. Folks saying hello. Nolan, get your emoji with the little sort of beer mug. Folks saying hi to Nolan. Yes, you know, we were talking about it. And I know, I think you even kind of commented on how much I ended up spending on it. But yeah, the Krampus was a surprise, and they didn't necessarily produce a ton, unlike their later releases. So yeah, if you were like me or like Ray and were late, you didn't really have too much of a choice other than to spend quite a bit of money. Okay. And I don't even know how you're doing that in the Philippines, but it's crazy. I imagine that's super expensive. What up, folks? I love it. Thank you to everyone who was here. This is totally my first trip down the live streaming thing on Brick Something channel. Didn't even announce the channel, but yeah, it's informal, it's loose. Whoops. Oz got kicked off, but yes, you go handle you. Surprise figures means Dom is passing. Budget was not prepared. See, that right there is the sign of a responsible toy collector and father. I love Dom. I love what he does. I love the way he kind of talks about playing and doing his thing, figuring out how to play with young people, with children. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that you actually have a budget. Shh. Okay. Let's see. Catch up a little bit more. Cool. Folks saying hi. I love it. I love this little crew. Folks saying hi. Awesome. Okay. Good stuff. Let's keep going. Oh man, here we go. We've got the tray. I'm going to try and do this as fast as I can. Sorry if I don't go into super detail, because I'm going to assume that you all have probably seen others do this elsewhere. This is not a new figure. This is by no means an exclusive. This is Brick Something being way too busy at work around this part of the year and has a pileup. And even though I roll hard for Legions and the Horsemen, and I love their stuff, I don't always get to open things up on time. Take a look at this stuff. Oh, I'm familiar with it. The soft goods are off the hook by, again, some Kababayan, C. Jessim, the team that is C. Jessim. Canadian Pinoy's all up in the toy biz, man. What's going on? All right. These, if you're a soft goods person and like to mess around with stuff and feel a little DIY, I save these because these end up in my little soft goods experiments. Besides, we're all buying plastic, right? We are all having an impact on the environment. So when we can reuse, let's do it. Okay. Again, I am not a thorough unboxing review channel. There are plenty of awesome folks who will do that. For this figure in particular, please check out Dorklair. Please check out Toy Bro. Who else? I think The Amazing did it too. Like, they're super thorough. They're awesome. Guess what? I love this stuff, but we don't need to see everything. We are going to look at this figure and just sort of get a sense of what's going on. So again, to go back to what Dom was saying, if you right off the bat, if you take a look at this, I think there are a lot of folks who have this something stuck in their minds that Four Horsemen are going to give them muy macho characters, right? Like all the time, ready, fierce, ready to battle. And that's not a diss. I'm not trying to yuck your yum if you want awesome battles, because guess what? I like that stuff too. I do. If you take a look at my shelf, I've got pretty much everyone's ready for some sort of battle. But not everyone has to look a certain way. Not every character has to look gigantic or buff or, you know, filled with weapons. So I actually appreciate, and a lot's been sort of said about this already, if you know much about how Mythic Legions figures are made, and Figura Obscura, the line sort of technically that this comes from, is essentially the exact same figures as Mythic Legions. The body on here is exactly like, oops, sorry, McFarlane head, so she's a little bit loosey on there. Exactly like what they would usually do for some of the smaller characters, including, as you see here, women. And so if you take a look, it's the exact same armor, just repainted, reused, right? No difference. Same leg, same thigh pieces, different, what do you call it, loincloth. And if we, sorry, Santa, we're getting personal up in here. If you take a look at what's going on here, it's the same. But all done in this sort of pretty plain brown, plain dark gray, and gunmetal gray. But covered in this lush, just amazing soft goods. So as far as a quote unquote controversy or divisiveness of this figure, I don't know what to tell you. I love this. I just love the variety that the Horsemen continue to give us in terms of toys, man. And as far as I'm concerned, I love variety. I love having different options on my shelf. I love seeing a giant horse, half horse being. I love seeing a tiny squat bat creature. I love this sort of like satyr fawn thing. I love with awesome feet, by the way, hooves, right? So I appreciate that, and the fact that we could, take a step back a little bit, and they opted to give us a Santa that was a little bit thinner, and a little less buffy, and you know, um, I I'm here for it. I think I want to say that's upside down. I don't know if Santa's got some magic pouch that that defies gravity. But if he opens that and he unlocks that, his stash is going to fall out onto his beautiful robes. So anyway, I appreciate this figure. I am loving what I'm seeing. Just like everyone has said, I haven't had this in hand yet, so I'm tripping on this material and how it kind of translates. Part of me was wondering if it would look a little cheesy, and but it's pretty well tailored for this character. And this fur is just amazing. And there's wire here, right? So if you want to get dynamic, I guess, with the poses. So normally I would heat these joints up a little bit because they are a little stiff. I'm going to take a risk. Make you all gasp at home. No! And yeah, I mean, check it out. We've got, I love that. Like when I used to draw a lot, and I draw sort of like these big robed creatures or characters. Just the idea of kind of like pinching down in like that, as maybe gravity might. This I've heard a lot. I've heard from folks that this pops off real easy. While we're here, let's take a look a little bit more about what's going on underneath. Let me check this out for a second. I've heard, yeah, let's see what we got here as far as music. Let's do this. I'll put it low. Oh, cool. All right. Or maybe to be less divisive, if we want to stay with what you're expecting from Mythic Legions, we should do this. Or not. Okay. So let's take a look at what's going on. I was wondering again, I was trying to think of like, what is this thing called? That little thing. And I appreciate Ian for breaking it down. This is officially called a flappy do. I believe that's a European term. You know, you can't go out without your flappy do adjusted properly. All right, standard sort of, again, Legions, 2.0 body. If you don't know what 2.0 means, come to Legions class on Nostradamus Toys channel. Look out for that in January. Okay, all that said, man, I've adjusted his flappy do. Agreed. Fantastic figure. Let's get this out of the way. I'm gonna keep the Shadow Equidron there because it's just here to make Santa feel uncomfortable and inadequate. There you go. That's Santa. And okay, if you are stuck on this notion that you were expecting a more Mythic Legion style, typical style, mighty character of myth and legend, well, to me, that's a wizard. And in fact, the use of this sort of body wasn't planned for him, I don't believe. There's actually a wave coming, the Poxus wave, that has a couple of different wizards, sorcerers, magicians in it. Sorry, let's get you standing there. You know, once you hit a certain age, it gets hard to stand by yourself. So come on there, buddy. And anyways, so yes, the Poxus wave. This style figure with the sort of, I'm gonna do it this way because I'm lazy. Look at that, man! This style figure of a using a thinner, smaller 2.0 body with soft goods like this is actually, I think, what most, if not all three of the spellcasters and sorcerers that are coming out in the box display that should be coming soon. That's how they're set up. So yeah, I'm just looking at this and I have no issues with this character. I'm not. Would a buff barbarian Santa character been nice? Sure. Guess what? If you know anything about Mythic Legions, you can make one yourself. And the best part, you can make it exactly the way you want it. So maybe instead of yucking everyone else's yum, go make your own yum. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Man, I said I wouldn't take you through every little thing, but this is just gorgeous. The Four Horsemen. I mean, these folks, they're artists. I've been enjoying their work for a long time. They work on all sorts of other toy lines that I've enjoyed back in the day. As early as the sort of like McFarlane, when McFarlane figs started coming out. But, and of course, Masters of the Universe, and all two classics. But they just keep getting better and better and better. Look at that. That is the cutest thing ever. And guess what? Mythic Legions needs some cute. Figura Obscura does cute. Get used to it. Okay, now I'm just being a jerk. You know, as far as the divisiveness and people's opinions, I get it. It's cool. But again, you know, it's Mythic Legions. That's the thing that trips me out a little bit because one, it's the Four Horsemen. Like, these folks just work so hard to produce these amazing figures and give us some great products every time. So I do trip a little bit when folks are disappointed and don't just sort of like keep it to themselves, but feel the need to kind of be, let's see, to not be so great on social media. But whatever, I've been called a apologist. That just happened yesterday, actually. But so be it. All right, then you've got this thing, which is just amazing. The detail on that. Wow. And so you just let it hang like the real Father Christmas would, in quote unquote real life. And you can remove it to make that awesome staff as well. Come on now. I don't know. I'm babbling a little bit, but listen, there's not a whole lot to complain about here as far as I'm concerned. There's just a whole lot of joy to be had. There's just so beautiful. Okay. Again, they do fill you with all sorts of parts. So if for whatever reason you're like, I don't like the way he looked, well, you know what? Four Horsemen got you. They're like, nah, you're not feeling his beard. You think he needs a trim. There's a different head. And I'm, you know, already thinking about like, oh, what could I do with this head? I've got two. One with a shorter beard, one with a longer beard. Who could this character be? Just amazing. Yeah. Look at that. Wow, 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 wow. Look at him with his slick back hair. Oh, well coiffed. Well played there, Father Christmas. The eyes. There's a little bit of a gloss on the eyes. Looks like they put a little bit of a oh, it looks to me like they put like a gloss finish. Anyway, let's see. And oh yeah, actually, Ian says Come on. Sorry if I yelled in your ears, but come on now. You're like, oh, that looks weird. Yeah, well, it's wired. See, Jessam got you. 4 Horsemen got you. You pose it the way you want. I live in the Bay Area, so this is what we do. Just let it hang back, maybe up a little bit. Cover your AirPods. So let's perform surgery. Oh! I should replace it with that. And we get the hood. With these little clasps. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fun fact. The term action figures, right? Folks probably on this stream right now know where that came from. And it was an attempt to market to boys because things were incredibly gendered, strong sense of binary. And so they're like, nah, they're not dolls. We can't sell boys dolls. So we got to make action figures. But I just want to point out as I handle my beautifully tailored soft goods, and they're just so beautiful and soft to the touch, and they're so tailored and look absolutely gorgeous on Father Christmas. I just gotta say, I'm playing with dolls right now, baby. Look at this gorgeous doll. I love this doll. I'm a doll collector, like my mom was, or is. Check that out. I'm not gonna futz with the belt, but yeah, I do want to acknowledge real quick some of the stuff on the chat. I have been jumping around. Soft goods, 4 Horsemen definitely, and don't have corner on the market of great soft goods. Ian J saying he got the Mezco sod cutter last night. Between Santa and him, that's 2 amazing soft goods character. That character is amazing. It's like straight up Crypt Keeper meets Walt Disney's Haunted Mansion. Yeah, I love it. And earlier I was trying to think of the word to kind of address certain behaviors on the part of some fans, and 16-bit misfit got me. Curmudgeon, that was the word I was looking for. Absolutely, that works. Let's talk about Santa here. 16-bit misfits in. Yeah, not really. It's a nice figure. It doesn't really fit in my collection, but I can appreciate the craftsmanship that went into the design, sculpt, paint, accessories, 100%. And what you just did there, 16-bit misfit, is a world of difference from, oh man, where's my barbarian Santa? I want my barbarian Santa. Yeah, what 16-bit misfit did there is thoughtful, is appreciative, is acknowledging the work that went into here while saying, yeah, not for me. Gotcha. 100% not for everyone. And he would love to see a Figura Obscura Grinch. And there are some customs. Maybe I'll share some of that if you haven't seen it over on the Geek Dad Life Discord where we hang out. And that I was trying to think of the word again, and Ian's got me. That's officially called a twinkle. Yep. I was slow to the uptake, but thank you. Got that. Look at him. Got his hoodie, and his hoodie matches the shoes like we do in the Bay. Let's see. Headless Santa mashup. Actually, yeah, I should put the hood on the Headless Horseman. Just odd. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. Daz, thank you so much for jumping on this. I really am super appreciative of everyone on here. And yes, in fact, I was undressing Santa. What can I say? I'm kind of curious to see what homie's got going on. So, you know, it's cool. It's consensual. And yes, these are dolls. Sure, you can put the word man in front of it, but these are dolls. They're dolls. Let's see. Wow. Ooh. Yes. To go back to that Mezco, that thing is amazing. And it's definitely got awesome Ghostbusters vibes and definitely a doll. Daz, yes. Yes, you do. And that's no easy feat for a lot of folks. I got to acknowledge. I'm in a place in life where I can do this. And not everyone can. So, and I know that I'm assuming it's incredibly pricey. How much do they go for over there? And where do you find them? I'm curious, Daz. Are they available in like certain shops, or do you have to handle everything online? Look at those muscles. And what do we got here? I'm gonna buy a skeleton guy to make a Death Santa for sure. Death Santa, you say? Death Santa, you say? Let's see. Let's consider this notion of a Death Santa. Oh, actually. Have you been naughty? And it absolutely is. It's okay for grown men, young boys, folks everywhere on the spectrum to play with dolls. And I actually would add to that, it's not okay. It is absolutely important. I'm with Dom and sort of the way Dom kind of breaks down the importance of play on his channel. We all need to play. Playing is an important part of development. Playing is an important part of de-stressing. Playing is an important part to get certain ideas out, right? You know, like look at me with all these sort of like figures and, you know, these creatures, these monstrous creatures that potentially will suck your blood or turn you into the undead, or the headless horseman with his meat stump, right? Guess what? If you get to know me in real life, I don't actually cut people's heads off. I don't want to break people's arms. I don't want to hurt you in any way. But I can play. I can pretend and get those ideas out of my system and do what ifs, and that's fun. And 100% 16-bit Mythic Legions, Figura Obscura, and soon to be Cosmic Legions. It's all about the pop and swap. I am a Lego fan. If I could take you back here for a second, right? You can see on I am a huge Lego fan, and there is something about this toy. This toy, Mythic Legions Figura Obscura, that basically takes my Lego brain and my childhood action figure brain that used to play with Kenner Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Masters of the Universe, you name it, right? And it merges. So it's the Lego merged with the action figure, and you get this. You get to customize your characters, like build your world, play, get a little dangerous, do the fantasy, do the monsters, do the fighting, do the Santa Claus who's going to turn into a skeleton, and but Get it out of your system. Play, imagine, have fun, think of new stories, and then don't hurt other people. And maybe don't be a curmudgeon online. Y'all need to play. Okay, that said, let's move on. This is Santa. My skull Santa. What did I do with that? Oh. Here, let's go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can't do that because of this piece, but I could take it up. You know what? I'm not going to deal with that right now. Let's just keep going. How about this? Pop and swap. Yeah, good enough. All right. Moving on. And I agree. Daz. And thanks for answering my question. So they're about 50 pounds. Not too easy to get a hold of. There are a few stockists, but we don't always get the full range. Yeah. And I'm by no means in the same boat, but here in the Bay Area, I will tell you, man, it's you can't find these things anywhere, in a shop, at least as far as I know. I got to go to Southern California if I really wanted to, for whatever reason, see things in a shop. But it seems like on the East Coast, there are a bunch of different places, and in the Midwest. And customization is the way to go. And Daz knows something about that. Because if you want to see someone put together a world from scratch out of glue and foam, you need to be checking out Dazatron's Diorama Llama channel. I have been wanting to get into that. I just don't have the workspace at the moment, but yes, check out his channel. Okay. Here's a question. And let's do it. Did I check out the mystery bag? Let me save that. Actually, I'm going to save that, because there's another mystery that comes up later in the next figure. So I'm going to save that. And hell yes, agreed. Okay. Let us... I feel bad. But these sculpts, man, okay, I'm going to move on. So good. I'm just going to leave these here because they're awesome. And I've got these guys here because I've got like a bat, I've got a horse, I've got a goat ram, and yeah. And I want to move on to Krampus. Ready for Krampus? Let's do this. All right, let's see if we can. Oh, it's funny, watching other folks on YouTube, and you're kind of like, oh, that's a cool song. And now when I hear these songs, I'm realizing, oh, that's where it's from. And I'm like, oh, I hear this all the time. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, Daz. I gotta say, like right now, there are folks that have joined this live that, most of you know me because I've probably been on your channel commenting and appreciating the stuff you do. Daz is one of them. Oz is one of them. Ken, Toy Connections is one of them. Master Versal Toy Hunter, who just joined us, or maybe just started chatting, is one of them. These are folks whose channels I love. Dom, right? Toy Domination, just like those guys' channel great. And so absolutely get the shout out because y'all deserve it. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. Like I was inspired. And that's for another time. But I'll just say that if it wasn't for you all and the work that you were doing and the content that you were creating, the lockdown that we experienced and the reality that I was sort of living under would have been even rougher than it was. So I'm super grateful to the toy community, to the geek community online that just kind of like helped me stay straight, and helped me just realize the joy. Reminded me of my childhood. And basically, it's you all, and all the greats, the Dan Larsons of the world, the Jay Gladfelters of the world, and Stu Levick, and man, who else? Toy Bro, Jared, like Dorclair, like it's all you who reminded me, like it's okay. Things are rough, but remember to play. Remember when you used to just be a child and smile and be happy. And so I absolutely appreciate y'all, and now I'm basically emulating y'all. Check it out, Masterverse. A good day. Here we go. No, there. Yeah, you're there. Hold on. Sorry, I feel like a DJ who is just learning Serato. Wait, did I just date myself? Yup. Eldor in the house. Duchess, thank you so much for jumping on. Great to see you. And as far as this community goes, of me sort of sharing my appreciation, Oz is 100% right. Right here I am thinking about toys, watching these videos, but now we're all playing together, right? We're all just hanging out and being like, did you get this figure? What'd you think of this figure? Did you see so-and-so be curmudgeonly? Can you believe XYZ? How angry are you about the latest HasLab? Whatever it is, right? We're socializing, we're building, we're connecting, we're having a hard time undoing a zip tie or a twist tie, but we're doing it together, and it's that much more fun. So here we go. All right, you don't need to see this. 100%. And if it wasn't for Oz, for example, he was the first to kind of say, hey, jump on. Ken, Toy Connections, was the first to sort of schedule me and be like, hey, come on, let's go. Get on. Join me on a stream. Then the night before I'm watching Oz, he's unboxing his Headless Horseman. And I'm thinking, I'm going to do exactly what he just mentioned. While he's doing that, I'm going to unbox mine. And I totally felt like a kid with his little homie. Like, we're playing with our toys. But he's in Maryland and I'm here in California. Like, what world am I living in? This is fantastic. And yes, indeed it is. And believe it or not, I'm still doing them because, sorry, I have seen this figure so many times, and I gotta change the music here. Maybe this is more to your liking for the folks who, I should stop saying that. No one said that. Like, we're just, I've observed, but this is kind of cheesy. This music's cheesy. Sorry. I'm also a musician, folks. And I can get kind of judgy. I'm being curmudgeonly now. Anyways, whatever. Look at that tongue. You don't care. I will say, missed opportunity. We've got these hands, and we've got these sort of grippy hands, but we don't have these hands. Okay, sorry, dork. But again, that's what we do, right? We loosen up. We're playing. Wow. As I was saying earlier, I have seen this figure so many times, and I have never had him in my hand. He's been sitting in different closets in different spaces, actually, since June or July, I want to say. And oh, look at that. It's not even one piece. And I think I was aware of that, but it's just coming to me now because I'm a hands-on kind of person. I didn't realize, I guess, that of course it would. That's how a lot of their heads work. But you know, he's got this sort of collar piece, this furry collar piece, if you will, a Beastman piece, if you will. And then he's got this head separately so he can fully move, do that thing. Again, if you're looking for the full articulation review, that's not me. There's some other great people who do it. But actually, I got to do the Linda Blair. Okay. All right. What else? There's an issue here. Because I've heard about this. Yeah, I wasn't intending to be really raw with that, but so this can break, and I've heard this. Will I do it? Is this even legal to show on YouTube? I won't do it right now. I have a heat gun. I'm not going to do it. I don't have hot water here on me. I didn't sort of plan that much ahead. But apparently there's a danger of that breaking out. So I'm not going to do it. Want to show you. I'll do it later when I can warm it up. But look at that. Oh, but if I could do it, look how much more amazing that would be. Okay. Sorry if I got you by surprise with that one. Let's see what else. Have you not opened this figure since June? That's willpower right there. Thank you very much. It was a matter of willpower and a little bit of necessity, but no, ultimately it was willpower. Part of it was I kept telling myself, I'm going to review this one day. And I'll do an unboxing, and that day's come. And frankly, editing takes time. So this whole live stream thing, I see the value. Hold on a second. That just seems appropriate to see him in flames. Okay. But that said, Krampus is a complex character. He's got a softer side. He's misunderstood. People judge him because he looks like what they assume is Satan, or this notion of Satan. But you know what? No, he's just doing his job. He's got a role to play. And his role in the lore, Santa Claus is coming to town. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Because if you're not good for goodness sake, that's when he sends in backup. And that's what Krampus is for. Krampus is who gets sent out to take care of the naughty kids. And I'm not going to shatter anyone's dreams right now. So all of this that I'm saying could legitimately be 100% true and factual. Could. Just say that. Santa Claus could be 100% factual. Let's just say that. But also, so could Krampus. So if you are being curmudgeonly on the cabal, or in social media, or in life in general, You might not get visited by Santa, but instead Krampus may have to come and take care of you. And so what does Krampus do? What does Krampus do to the naughty children and peoples? We're about to find out. First off, he's got a broom. I don't know if Ray Ray's still here, but he's got a walis ting ting, or he's got his own walis, his broom. It's a little rougher, right? This is like to get rid of the bad juju, maybe. I don't got a gripping hand, but let's do this for now. This is a really cool accessory. It just looks very cool. So I wish I had a smaller sort of stand and gimbal. But... Okay, I am hearing from folks. Let's see. Oh, see, here's the deal. I don't know the lore. Please educate me, 16-bit. What was I supposed to do? Did I just spread some bad vibes by not spitting on it? I hope not. Yee. Oh yeah, I forgot I did this. Check it out. Woo! Playing with StreamYard. This came out December 2021. Krampus over here. This guy came out December 2022. Look, Oz, I learned something. By the way, have you hit that like button today? Have you been naughty or nice? Is anybody out there? And last but not least, are you subscribed to Break Something? Because if not, you might be considered naughty. And if you're on the naughty list, sorry, Skull Santa, let's lighten up here for the kids. Okay. So again, if you are not on Father Christmas's list, then perhaps you're on Krampus's. And if you're on Krampus's list, well, what happens to you? Look at those backdrops again by Nate Barch. Here's Santa's bag. And here, my friends, is Krampus's backpack. Again, this totally brings me back to some of the IP in the Cordilleras in the Philippines carrying awesome baskets. Krampus's Norse mythology. I believe so, if not sort of Germanic, perhaps. But I'm not fully sure, to be honest, because we only learn so much about other people here in the United States. Ooh, sorry. Okay. Ian said, would be cool to customize the red body with black fringe and black head. Be careful, Ian. They're not cheap. And so, but I hear you. I hear the temptation. And put the Krampus head on the Santa body. Yeah, let's play. Pop and swap. And again, to me, I'm just demoing how great these figures are and the play possibilities, what you can do. Look, I've already got a little bit of, what do you call it, paint rub? And that really frustrates a lot of collectors. And they get all upset. And I get it. So I'll let you get upset for me. Oh man, that's just Slatanic. So certain. Eesh. Look at that. Again, I say that because I'm culturally ignorant, and I will say that Krampus is not Satan. And even our concept of Satan, that's a whole other stream, but you should look into it historically. It's pretty fascinating where people get these ideas. Let me just compare another staff whole wielding goat-like creature. This is Krotos from the oh my god, I'm blanking. Alithia Wave? Yeah, Alithia Wave. Okay. What else are we doing? Well, what am I gonna do now? That's just there. Am I buff enough for you now? There you go. Okay, so where I was going with that is you get this cool backpack, and it's a backpack, and there's a piece of twine that I'm not really gonna mess with. It's not literally just a piece of twine, but it looks like rope. Loose weave. He's got some bells and handcuffs. But if you've been naughty, he might put you in his basket and thank you, Eldor. And yes, it's amazing with this blue cloth. They are totally ice skating together like friends should. I love these figures too, Duchess. So you might be wondering, how did he get the kids in there? Apparently he chops them up first and places them in. So this is the surprise that came with Krampus. 2 skulls, and not just any skulls, because again, it's Mythic Legions compatible. It is the 4 horsemen. They are smart cookies, and they know that we who play with their toys love to pop and swap. And they give us parts to do so. They want us to play with their toys, and they want to give us the parts to do so. Merry holidays. Merry X-Men, they said. Merry X-Men. Here are some parts. Play well, children. Which is a Lego reference. Play well. Legot. And treat each other well. And to help promote that, we're going to give you some extra stuff. This is the articulated jaw one. Just like the one that I had on. Or no, not like the one I had. This is not articulated. But this one is. Look at these. Just the sculpt. If I could take a moment to geek out. Gorgeous. Yeah, I'm just constantly in awe of what this company produces. So yeah, I guess I'm an apologist, according to some. But hey, you know, naughty kids have other body parts. So we got hands. Skull hands. Oh, what did this kid do? Cookie jar? Oof. Yeah, so that's what we get. And pretty much... Oh, wait. On the other side of the aisle... we've got Santa with his bag. And we'll be right back after these commercial messages. Let's check in with what folks have to say. Yeah, Eldor, thank you so much for subbing. Yes, all good. Daz, Transformers collector. As you can see, he's a warm and fuzzy Transformers collector per Daz's awesome logo with the woolly Megatron. But yeah, with Hasbro's pricing shooting up, these figures are looking far better value for the money. Yeah, you know what? Thank you for naming that. This is something that we kind of broke down. Oz and Justin from Just Shelve It, and Sean Svarna from the oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name of this podcast. It's Grayskull. Is it Legions of Grayskull? Sorry, dude. Sorry, Sean. But we do Legions class, and one of the very first sort of kickoff thing that we did, we talked about the myth, pun intended, of that mythic legions are just ridiculously expensive and out of reach. It's a myth because sure, part of that is true. Paint rub. I think I'm gonna go to plane somebody. It is true in the sense that if you are getting them on the secondary market, these things can be intense. This Krampus figure, I want to say you can probably find for like $100, maybe a little bit more. But when he came out, he was like, what, 45 maybe? I might be wrong on that. It might be like closer to 50 or 55. But yeah, and you've got some of these other figures, like when they come out and they're on the secondary market, they can be spendy. But if you get them when they are available from the start, you can get them for as low as $34 for the most current wave if you end up going all in, which I know is kind of intense. If you don't go all in, it's $37 for a fig. Like, like if this were a figure without some of the extra stuff, like all the stuff in the bag, and maybe it was a little bit more trimmed down, $37, $45 if you were to go to a retailer, not the Four Horsemen, after the Four Horsemen's pre-order period is done. So again, $37. I know it's a lot of money. Actually, to be real, like you can buy groceries with that. You can, pay for bills. Get it. So I'm not glossing that over. But when you look at the prices, as you're pointing out, with Transformers, with Marvel Legends going up, with Masters of the Universe stuff going up, to a lesser degree, the question of getting Legions and them being expensive, if you really look at what's going on, it's not exactly as intense as people have been saying. Like I said, you can pre-order a regular Legions figure for $37, or you can get the I always cite this one because it's the one that's on the top of my mind. The new Eternia Beastman is $40.49, I want to say, at my local Targets. Hordak full price is like $32.99 or something, $32.49, $32.99. And apples to apples, looking at paint application, quality, etc., I'd argue that these are much better. Those skulls are a nice touch from the Krampus, 100%. Horsemen doing their thing. Oh dear, what? It pays to be a rather good boy or girl. Yep. You don't want to be a skull. Yes, indeed. So, yep, I'll be next one in, getting my Obscura Father Christmas. Nice. I'm just gonna jump ahead. As Daz points out, secondary market is insane for most figures. HasLabs, Victory Sabers going for double the retail. Yes. Legions, definitely. It is true, though, that they do tend to shoot up there, because a lot of those, especially the stuff from the earliest waves that where they didn't produce much and it just wasn't a huge line the way it is now, they just, understandably, there's a smaller stock out there and not many people have them, so we sell. But yes, if you take a look at everything you're getting with these, it's very different. So actually, let's do a quick comparison. Legions and NECA are around the same price point too. Yep. And are both high quality. Legions tends to retain and gain value too. Yes. If you're looking at these, like if I'm going to try and pretend to make myself feel better, it's a healthy investment. Okay. So I want to do a bonus. And since we're all talking about other figures at the moment, we need a naughty or nice child to put in. And just, look, clearance, and it was even cheaper than this. The original price on Sprite was $22.99 at GameStop. So I've already cut this just for a little bit easy use. I did plan ahead, but I haven't opened this actually. So there you go. Cool art. Probably based on the concept art. Not, it's cool. You got all that stuff that you don't necessarily see. Apples and oranges. Okay. It does come with this awesome backdrop. Just kidding. Okay, but that is pretty cool, I gotta say. And Oz and Eldor, y'all can do some pretty cool stuff with that as far as the scrapbooking goes. Here's my awesome accessories. I get a Build-A-Figure piece. I get some hands, which looks about right to me. But yeah, we've got a childish. I mean, she's like an adolescent teenager, I think. And never aging, but she's smaller. And here you go. Eternals Sprites. Doomed to be in the body of a child. I'm just wondering. Let's see. I wasn't really trying to show off this figure too much. I wonder. That would be a bad idea. That would be like me breaking the figure. But I don't know what you think. Does that work? See, again, gonna do some intense customizing here with some expensive materials I have on hand. Ooh, that was look at that. This is how you customize right here. Look at that. Man. Should have a YouTube channel. What you think? Too much? That's for Duchess. I don't know if you're still around, but there's a story here. Was she naughty or was she nice? And I think that's probably gonna end it. I think, folks. I think that's where we're at. I think I think that's probably a great way to end it. Thank you all so much for sticking through that. I really appreciate you joining me on this sort of impromptu adventure. I had a great time for my sort of first time. There were some other things I was hoping to do, have like an intro sequence, and but time. So thank you all so much. As the banner says at the bottom, this is absolutely a labor of love, for geeks by geeks. I appreciate all of you for sort of hanging in and joining me on this and checking out other stuff on the channel. Thank you so much to Oz in particular, who really kind of helped me get this together last night. And then, of course, thank you to Ken for getting me started really on a live stream and scheduling me on my first live stream. And Highly Articulated, Adam, for also helping me out and get this stuff figured out. On that note, at let's see, at 2 p.m. today, I will also be over on Highly Articulated. So that's what, in 2 hours or so. And that's Highly Articulated with a period, I believe. And so if you are wondering what some toy fans are thinking about in terms of the top 5 figures of 2022, you can come through there. I'll be sharing mine. Yeah, that's going to be happening at 2 p.m. If I had my wherewithal, let's see if I can figure this out. I think I can. Give me a second. Appreciate your patience. Appreciate your presence. Let's see. Here you go. Copy. There you go. Okay. If you're curious, here is the link to check that out. I hope everyone has a happy Christmas, as I believe you might be saying in your neck of the woods. Thank you so much, Eldor. I'm super glad that you were able to catch the live as well. It was awesome to hang out, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ian. I hope you're feeling better, man. You get rest. And yes, I suppose I'm an enabler, an unofficial enabler. Another awesome toy community. All right, folks. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a great holiday. I'll probably be able to jump on again before I do our sort of traveling and all that. And I think probably I'll be doing a little bit more of this live streaming business because it definitely cuts on the editing time. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if I end up seeing you later in Highly Articulated, cool. As always, as I like to say, peace and power, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you.